if you get 100 leads a day in, right, and to get those guys on the phone, you need to contact them 10 times on average, right? Well, you need to do 30,000 touch points in a month. Who has the time to do that? It's not that people are lazy and they don't follow up because they're lazy. It's because it's literally time prohibitive. And time is really the only finite resource that's out there.
It's getting rid of AI is replacing human jobs.
100%.
What is your take on that? And where do you think we're going with this, 10 years from now? Where are we going to be 10 years from now? If you were to make a solid prediction, give me some examples.
I think this is going to lead to the biggest productivity boom in human history. So if you go back 200 years ago to the founding of the country, everyone worked as a farmer pretty much. You had something like 90% of the adult population worked in farms. And if you told those guys, hey, today, 200 years in the future, only 5% of the people are going to work on farms, they'd say, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. 85% of us are going to be unemployed. We're going to have nothing to do, right? There's just going to be nothing for any of us. And I think this is kind of the same thing with AI. If your job is filling out a form, if your job is answering the phone, if your job is taking one piece of data and taking it from one computer system and putting it into another computer system, you're going to be out of a job. You're going to need to do something else. But it's not like the height of productivity for people. There's other things people can do. There's creative things they can do. There's service jobs they can do. So it's going to change the type of work people do. Anything that you can do on a computer, AI can already do better or will be able to do better in the next year or two. That's it. Hard stop. Anything on a computer, AI will be better than you.
Elon Musk was talking about how, eventually we're going to get to the point where people are going to have to get paid by the government. And they're just going to have to tax these mega corporations at such a high rate because there's going to be so many people not working. Do you see that happening?
I don't know. I think the type of jobs are going to change. I think what people are doing is going to change. If we're in a society where you have a robot that can clean your home, cook you dinner, right, wash your clothes, put them away for you, and you have computer programs that can handle all of the tasks that you want to do online, and now you can go and do other pursuits that are more interesting to you, artistic pursuits, leisure, whatever it might be. Are we worse off as a society? So where I see this hitting the hardest, where it won't be evenly distributed, is the third world, right? All those call center jobs in India, Pakistan, the Philippines, places like that, a lot of those jobs are going away. My recommendation to anyone, if you're worried about losing your job, learn how to use AI. If you're one of the people who knows how to use these tools, you'll be much more valuable than the people who don't. You'll be
because
able to do
if
10
you
times the work.
understand prompting, if you understand how to speak to AI and get it to do the things that you need it to do, you're the valuable one.
Absolutely. And if you don't know how to do it, ask AI to teach you. Because it's literally, what are the best prompts to do this? Anything having to do with computers, the AI is spectacular. Just spectacular. I set up some code. I'm not an engineer by trade. I ran businesses, I've ran sales teams, but I'm not an engineer. I was able to go and, set up things in Python where I'd never touched a line of Python code before and be like, I'm getting this error. And it's like, oh, you got this error. Well, it must mean this. Here's some new code to handle that error, and boop, I put it in and then it would run. Right. So, right now, if you just have ChatGPT and no coding experience, you can do as much as a senior engineer who's about average. Now, you're not going to be better than the best guy on earth, right? But you're going to be as good as the average engineer with 5 or 10 years of experience just using the tools. And companies have even said, we're finding that the junior engineers are now as good as the senior engineers because they're not afraid to use AI. They don't look at it like, if I use one of these tools, it's going to hurt me.
Well, again, I think it's just people think it's cheating. People don't realize. I mean, really, they think it's cheating. They're like, I'm not going to use AI because I got to use my own brain and I got to figure this out. Even though it's going to take me 3 years to figure it out, I got to figure it out on my own. Is it the human ego?
I don't know. This is like saying I'm not going to use a calculator, right? I want to do a math problem, and we're dealing with hundreds of figures, and they're all 7 digits long, and you want to calculate everything by hand. I mean, put it into a spreadsheet and do some formulas. It's the exact same thing.
So have you gotten criticism though at any point while you've been building this at all? What's the biggest criticism that you've got because of what you've been building?
I think when you're starting a new business, you're fighting irrelevance. You're not fighting the criticism. The criticism comes a little bit later. I can tell you every business that I'm talking to is interested in AI, every single one. If they have more than 10 or 20 employees, they're saying, how can I use these tools? And I don't think you want to be late to this party. I think this is one where you want to be an early adopter. I have an AI group down in Miami, and every one of them says, yeah, I go into the business and we're looking at different things and we can figure out how to save them huge amounts of money in pretty much every single department by automating tasks that people are doing manually right now. And, manual means mistakes, delays, lags, problems. And it's the same thing with following up on leads. If you get 100 leads a day in, right, and to get those guys on the phone, you need to contact them 10 times on average, right? Well, you need to do 30,000 touch points in a month. Who has the time to do that? It's not that people are lazy and they don't follow up because they're lazy. It's because it's literally time prohibitive. And time is really the only finite resource that's out there. So, you can make your business more efficient by using these tools. And there's also something where if you follow up with people within an hour, your odds of turning that into a sale go up something along the lines of, 20x.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here. If you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.